What's up guys, this is Lorenzo. Welcome back to 7th here, the channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe. If you're returning, definitely hit that like button. I appreciate the support. So today guys, it's a little bit of a bittersweet day. It is involving the C8, and yes, I am selling it. I'll be dropping it off today and she will be gone. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a backstory as to why, and you can let me know in the comments below if I am out of my mind or if my points are valid. If you've seen my last video, which I know most of you probably have, and I got a lot of flack, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of expected it. I knew it was gonna be a little bit controversial, and it was kind of a mission accomplished for me. So I'll give you some updated thoughts of the car, and I'll give you a little bit of a backstory as to why I'm gonna sell it. So stay tuned guys, and enjoy the video. So guys, a couple of things that I wanted to touch on, because obviously people in the comments are lighting me up, telling me, why don't you just do this, why don't you just do that, whatever it is. The car's great. I'm gonna be honest with you, I love the car since day one. Obviously with this spec, I mean, it's absolutely stunning in my opinion. It's one of my favorite specs that you can get on a C8, and I don't know why more people don't get the Morello Red on this car. I still am shocked by that. But anyways, one thing in particular, people were talking about the volume button, and again, since this car's so small in here, and the lens that I have on this camera is not very wide, I'm having to put this literally, I don't know, an inch in front of my face, directly in front of my eyes. So this is pretty much the view that I have. Obviously it's framed in a little bit tighter because of the tighter lens that I'm running, but you can't really see the volume knob. So I saw a comment that said, why don't you just use the controls on the steering wheel? When you're not 100% used to this car, you see this knob and you scroll up thinking it's going to turn the volume up, but it does not. So it actually changes the side windows. You can toggle through different menu options, etc. You know, go back and forth. And so I thought, you know, maybe if I went to the audio section, it would enable the volume now to be in that specific window, but it does nothing. And I actually didn't even realize this at first because they're kind of hidden down here, but there's volume controls down here. So if you go to push it, it doesn't do anything. You actually have to pull them from the back for them to work. And again, like I said, it's more convenient for you to just, especially if you're driving, you know, and typical recommended driving hand position, it'd be easier to just come down here and toggle through the volume, similar to how most cars are these days. You have to go around the paddle, and there's little grooves cut out into the back of these buttons that will allow you to do that. Like I said, it would have been easier if you could have just pushed them down, but once you get used to it, it's not going to be a huge issue. It's just something that I noticed at first. Another thing that I thought was weird is the cruise control. So you obviously have your controls here, and again, if you have a GM vehicle, you're probably used to this already. But if you want to enable cruise control, you hit the cruise control button, and in previous vehicles that I've owned, I just hit the up toggle on the plus side to select the speed. If I do that, nothing gets engaged. In order for you to set the speed that you're running, you actually have to go down for it to start. So again, let me show you that. Hit the left button to cancel it. So again, cruise control enabled, down speed button, and now I can go up and toggle through the speeds that I want to run, which again, to me, doesn't really make any sense. Not that it's a huge issue, but it's a little bit counterintuitive in my opinion for you to have to set the cruise control button to enable cruise control and then select a down speed and then go back up, when you can just select the up speed and then you're already there. So I'm detoured now, and it's gonna add like 20 minutes to my journey, but it's gonna be a nice little drive through the hill country here in Texas, and I'll be skirting by the Fredericksburg area. For those of you that know the area, I know there's a road called the Twin Sisters that's kind of famous in Texas, and it would have been a lot of fun to take this thing on one last rip through some back roads, but I'm gonna respect the deal, and I'm gonna respect the car and not put too many miles on this thing. I've already agreed to terms with the dealership, so yeah, this car will be sold today. And like I said, it's bittersweet because this car is incredible and I do like it a lot, but the reality is it has its flaws, and some cars just aren't the perfect match for certain people, and I don't think this is the perfect match for me, even though it's spec'd the way I wanted it and it met my expectations as far as the look and the feel. And obviously get a lot of comments about how well this thing looks, and this spec being, you know, super rare, you know, 1% built with Morello red is makes it even cooler for me. I like being unique, and I want a car that reflects that, and I don't like when people have the same stuff as me, whether it be wheels or, you know, whatever. So I'm always trying to be unique in what I order and how I spec a vehicle. This is gonna be great. This road's gonna be a lot of fun. Good Lord. Yeah, this is gonna be stressful. Hopefully this road widens up here in a little bit, because I'm not looking forward to having to deal with this oncoming traffic. And this road's like not even wide enough for 2 cars. It's ridiculous. And look at this guy. This is not gonna be fun. Anyways, another thing I wanted to talk on is this rear view camera here. Honestly, during the day, I prefer to have it regular, just because I like having a feel of where the rear end of this thing is at. You know, when you turn the camera on, you kind of lose a sensation of how long the vehicle is. I do like it at night, because when you drive at night, you actually get pretty nasty reflections with it off, because how flat the back window is. And so you basically see, you know, what you're seeing out the windshield. And like, even if you turn around and you kind of look out the back window, maybe to pull out on the highway or something, all you see is a reflection of what's in front of the windshield. So that's just personal preference. I enjoy seeing the motor, and I enjoy, like I said, knowing exactly where the rear corners of the car are, versus, you know, having it set up like that, which is actually kind of funny, because if you're at a stoplight, you can see, like, in an SUV, like, I mean, the people fill up the screen, so you're like spying on people while you're driving, which is kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. But it's still gonna be a purposeful feature, especially if you're running a big wing on the rear. So that's just my thought, and this is great. Now we have an 18-wheeler trying to fit through here. Oh boy, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. Just another great drive on a back road in the middle of Texas. You know, guys, quite honestly, I really enjoyed this car, and I know a lot of you guys were offended by my comments in the video that I previously did about things that I didn't think were designed great on this car. And again, if you haven't seen that video, I recommend you go watching it. It's kind of a long video, but some of the things that I talk about are things that I just don't like. And that doesn't mean that you might not like them or that they're wrong. I mean, opinions are opinions. That's what America's about, right? Like I said, some things are small, some things are real issues, like the water getting into the engine bay. Some people are telling me to put masking tape over the vents every time I wash it. You guys are telling me to, you know, get a step stool. You guys are telling me to do all these different things, and they're good suggestions, but there's those are things that I just don't want to have to deal with. God, this road is absolutely trash.
Left on Ranch, Market 1323.
I really hope this road increases, because, you know, if I don't hit a pothole or an oncoming 18-wheeler, I'm gonna hit a cow. I'm literally gonna hit a cow. There's cows everywhere over here. Where am I? Oh God. get us there safely. And there's cops again, probably detouring us yet again. Anyways, as I was saying, actually I don't know what I was saying. Oh, GT500. I had the opportunity to sell the GT500 a little while after we got it for around the $20,000 mark over what we paid for it. And we didn't do it just because, to me, the GT500 has more character. If you take away the $10,000 paint stripe option on the GT500, the sticker is around $85,000, which is what the sticker was for this. The performance is almost identical. You know, you have 300 something horsepower more on the GT500 with the supercharger. To me, it stops a little bit better, bigger brakes. Obviously, the car's heavier, way heavier. But the reality is, I feel like the GT500 has more character. I feel like when you step on the throttle, it feels a little scarier, a little more brutal, you know, than this does. I mean, don't get me wrong. This thing has some kick, but it doesn't feel like the GT500 feels. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing because this car, I think, just puts it down better than the GT500 does. For the 0 to 60 times to be as close as they are, and the GT500 to have, you know, 300 more horsepower, that says a lot about the technology and the development of what the C8 platform is. You know, you have a Mustang platform that starts off at what, $25,000 maybe, and the GT500 is the pinnacle of that platform. And kudos to them for designing and developing a $20-something thousand base model vehicle to be that quick. To me, they deserve a pat on the back for that. This is the base model C8, essentially. Although it is a Z51 and you know 3LT, it's got the features and everything. It's not technically the base model. This is the entry-level C8 platform. In a year or 2 years, the Z model will come out and it will have more horsepower, more aggressive styling, and to me it'll be a little bit more refined on some of the areas maybe that they messed up on. Let me tell you this, if this was a Z model C8, I don't think we would sell it. The fact that it's not a top of the line C8 is a little bit lackluster for me. There's only one other 2020 plus GT500 where we live, and there's a handful of C8s. I literally just passed one when I was leaving town before I started recording, and of course they were waving at me and I was waving back. I'm like, oh, that's cool, that's great. And that was the first time I had actually passed another C8 in this C8. I pass them all the time when I'm driving other stuff, but it's just not as exclusive as I would want it to be. The fact that there are only 1% of C8s built with this Morello red interior makes it bittersweet to sell, because I enjoy that aspect of a car. I want it to be unique, I want it to be special, and the C8 will never really be that, like I've said. For the price, yeah, you get a lot of car. In my opinion, the GT500 is a little bit overpriced for what you get. If you're looking for best bang for buck, this is the car for you. The GT500 is not the car for you. Unless you get it, you know, bare bones, non-Recaro, non-carbon, non-handling pack, you're still getting a lot of car for that money. But if you want the exotic feel, exotic characteristics in the driving aspect, get a C8. I don't think you'll regret it. Again, bang for buck. You're gonna get a lot out of this car, and you're not gonna care about where the volume knob is. You're not gonna care that you can't see yourself in the mirror when you're trying to see if there's anything in your teeth. You're not gonna care that there's reflections off the back window or that it leaks water on the engine bay. You're not gonna care. I personally care, and everybody's different. I don't know what else to tell you. Like I said, this car is incredible. Driving it is great, and it turns heads, and if that's what you're looking for, then hey, get it. You know, I'm not gonna judge you for getting it. I wouldn't be crazy to keep it, to be honest with you. It's a great car. It's you know, it's cheaper maintenance than an Audi R8. It's cheaper maintenance than a McLaren. It probably has similar build quality as a McLaren, but the interior to me is nicer than the R8. The interior to me is nicer than a McLaren, and it kind of rivals, you know, that of a Ferrari in some aspects. But it's not perfect. Like I said, no car's perfect. None of those cars that I mentioned are perfect. And you're gonna live with the flaws, and that's completely fine. So, like I said, I do have other vehicles incoming to the channel. I think if I have to count correctly, there's like five new vehicles coming to the channel. It's honestly a lot to keep up with. It's a little bit stressful, I'm not gonna lie. We don't have any garage space. Alright guys, so I just got here to Mark Motors in Boerne, Texas. It's just outside of San Antonio. They do like car detail, they do wraps and different things like that, PPF. So if you're definitely looking for something along those lines, I think they do like wheel repair and like powder coating as well. So it's pretty much like a one-stop shop. And yeah, they're about to take the C8 off my hands and they're gonna resell it. So if anybody's in the Central Texas area looking for this car specifically, you know where to find it now. Well guys, it's official. C8 is gone. I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything that should replace it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is the next vehicle here? Let me know in the comments what I should buy. I kinda have mine on something already, but let me know. Man guys, I had been here before, but I had not been to the outside section of it, and I always thought that that was kind of like the, I don't even know how to describe it, like the boring stuff, but I mean everything out here is insane. I mean there's G-Wagons even out here. Obviously the G-Wagon market is crazy right now with them not being built in 2022. I mean they were crazy before that, but still, I'm like, I don't even know where to look. My ride's late, and I think I'm okay with that. I got a check in my backpack. And we're going to the bank, and it's bittersweet to get rid of the C8. The car was pretty awesome. Really clean spec, the red, black. It's a great spec, but the money feels a little nice being in the back of my backpack. So yeah guys, like I said, there's plenty to choose from. So let me know in the comments below what car you think I bought next. Is it in this video, is it not? I guess we'll find out. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Definitely stick around for the content that's coming soon. We've got like 5 or 6 cars inbound, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and definitely catch me on the next one.